Hello, this is Noreen from Joya Cards, and today I'm making the Wale card from Wale of a Time. This is such an awesome suite. Oh my gosh, everything will just fly out of your brain. This paper is amazing. This is the best paper. I'm going to do a bunch of cards on this one, but I just wanted to start with this card. It's pretty simple. And before we get started, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Please, 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 keeps me alive. So please subscribe. Anyway, so we're going to start with a white card base, and we're going to do the typical 5.5 by 4.25. That seems to be my thing. And then we're going to cut a balmy blue, and this balmy blue is going to be 5 3/8 by 4 1/8. And then Pacific Point, which is 5 1/4 by 4. And then another balmy blue, and this one's going to be 5 by 3.75. Now these two we can go ahead and snail up and put on the card. So I'm going to do that. I'll be right back. I forgot to show you the stamp set. So here's the stamp set that we're going to be using. We're also going to be using the Wale punch and Stitch So Sweetly, layered circles, and I'm getting the inside sentiment from Itty Bitty Birthdays in this block Happy Birthday, which I really love. So I've got my two bases on, and now we're going to be using the embossing folder. So this is the 3D embossing folder. So what I need to do when I use a 3D embossing folder, usually I spray it down and I emboss, but this particular one I'm going to take, now this is balmy blue, I'm going to take some Coastal Cabana and I'm going to ink the side with the line on it. So I'm going to go ahead, and I know I'm going to put it against that line anyway. And now this also has a way that you want to put it. So you want to have it going this direction, because if you do it the other direction, all your little seaweed and stuff will be going the wrong way. So be careful of that. So I'm going to sit here and I'll just take my ink pad. Make sure I've got it all inked, and keep this away from everything because you'll nab it. Make sure you got all the corners and everything is good. And I think I've got that good. I've got my balmy blue. You see that black line? I'm going to have my paper going horizontal, portrait. So my seaweed is going all the correct direction. Now I'm going to take my 3D embossing plate and I'm going to run this through, and I'll be right back. So I just used my base plate, the folder, and my 3D embossing folder plate. And then I inked that, and I'm going to take this out. And look at that. It's so pretty. And then you could just take this to the sink and wash it out. So I'm going to go wash my hands because obviously I'm wearing it, and the folder, and I'll be right back. I just rinsed it in the sink and it comes out all pretty. So that's how you do that. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to snail this onto my card base here. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get my layering circles, the one with the scallop on it, and grab the two largest ones. Now these don't fit inside. Usually you can just tape them together, and I guess you could, but I felt better by running just one through with the biggest one, and then I took the other one and it just fits right on top. Just match the scallop and run it through. And you want to make 4 of these little frames here, and then take your silicone sheet and just take some snail, and we're going to layer them on top of each other. So I'm going to take this and just line up where the scallops are and do that. So I'm going to layer all 4 of these up, and I'll be right back. So I've layered 4 of those circles together. Now the next thing we're going to do is we're going to take this piece of the DS paper, and that is from the Wale of a Time, I do believe. Yeah, Wale of a Time, and this paper is fantastic. I love this paper. There's like 1,000 ideas in here. So what I did, because I'm using so much of the Pacific Point, is I took out of the 2 circles that we used to make this frame, I took the smaller one and I arranged it so I could grab that Pacific Point little fishy. So I kind of put it where I know that my whale wouldn't block it. And I cut that out, and see, and I got that little fishy in there. First thing you need to do is take your circle and put it down right where you want it. Now, keep in mind you got that outline, so you got to put it up enough to give yourself some room for the sentiment. And then go ahead and snail up the outline and just match up that scallop to the paper below it. But that's what that's going to look like. Then the next thing you want to do is grab this piece of paper here and your whale punch. And I chose this particular color of whale, but you can choose whichever one. And you're going to need to snip out around it to be able to get your punch in. Now, if you snip up enough and you can't grab it, what you do is you take a Post-it note to whatever you're snipped out and send this through, and you'll be able to punch it. So that's just a little trick. Go ahead and punch out your whale, and he'll look like this, isn't he cute? And then take some dimensionals, and I'm gonna grab the little dimensionals, and I'm gonna grab the regular size dimensionals, because I'm gonna put the regular ones there and then the little one on the tail. So I'm gonna do that, and I'll be right back. Next part we're gonna do is the sentiment. So I'm gonna take the smallest and the second smallest from the Stitch So Sweetly, and I'm going to do the smallest in white and the second smallest in Pacific Point. Then I'm going to grab Pacific Point ink and the sentiment from Well Done, which is this one right here, and just stamp that up. And make sure that you do use the Stampin' Pad here. I think they took it out of the catalog, like they were going to discontinue it, but they're bringing it back. If you need one, I've got an extra one, so let me know if you need one. Because these things, I even use them with the orange stamps because they're fantastic. You just get more contact with the ink. So there's that little sentiment there. Then I took these awesome, they're the 2020-2022 in color Enamel Dots, and I took the little green one here because there's green in this kind of ish, and I just put that one there. And then I'm gonna take some dimensionals and put this on the back, and I'll do that and I'll be right back. I went ahead and put it on dimensionals. Be careful when you're putting it on not to touch your ink because it's still wet and you'll smear it and have to do it again. That's always a bummer. And by the way, if you are a first-time subscriber to my YouTube channel, please subscribe to my YouTube channel because that's how I keep alive. If you're a first-time subscriber and you like the card, put in the comments, I like the card, and put your email address. I can't talk to you unless you put your email address. And if you're the first one that likes my card and subscribes, guess what? You get the demo card for free. I'll mail it to you. So anyway, that's the front of the card. That's really cute. Yay, I love it. And then the inside of the card, I really like the inside as well. So what I did for the inside is I cut Pacific Point 5 1/4 by 4, Balmy Blue in 5 by 3.75, and white in 4.75 by 3.5. So I'm going to layer those up and attach the card, and I'll be right back. So the first thing I'm going to do is the sentiment, and I'm getting it from Itty Bitty Birthdays. It's this nice blocked happy birthday. It's awesome. So I'm going to just ink that up in Pacific Point, and I'm putting it toward the top of the card. So I have all this room for other stuff. And then I'm going to take in Just Jade this little piece from the stamp set. And yeah, Wale Done is such an awesome stamp set. I am so glad I got it. There are going to be so many ideas out there with this stuff. It's going to be crazy good. So, and then I'm going to take the little seaweed from the set, of course, and I'm going to put them right over here. And that's Just Jade. And then I'm going to take the seahorse, because there's a seahorse in it, which is awesome. And I'm doing him in Bumblebee, and I'm going to put him here in the stuff. And then I'm going to take a piece of coral, and we've got Calypso Coral. So it's like, why wouldn't I pick that color, right? And I'm going to put the Calypso coral piece down here. And that's the card. It's so fantastic. I love this set. This is just crazy good. I'm going to leave this open because I don't want to get, but if you, like I said, if you subscribe to my YouTube channel and you're a first time subscriber and you put in the comments that you like the card with your email, please email because I can't talk to you. And then you're the first one, I will mail you the card so you get something for free. And if you need a new Stampin' Up! Catalog, let me know and put in your email and I'll send you out a catalog as well. So anyway, that'll do it. Thanks. Bye.